What's up, everybody? This is Rasan 71, aka the Old Man Boxer Fan. I want to talk about that Errol Spence versus Lamont Peterson fight. I made a video saying that that fight would go no more than 6 to 8 rounds. And sure enough, it was around 6 to 8 rounds. I believe 7th round, that was the end of it. You know what I'm saying? I expected that. And I heard some talk. I hear people talking about Keith Thurman not facing Errol Spence, and he's coming up with excuses, yada yada yada, blase squads, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like this: either gonna fight the man or you not. If you not, hey, look, don't consider yourself the best. You know what I'm saying? Just consider yourself a prize fighter or somebody who just likes to fight whoever they want to fight. And that's not a shot to Keith Thurman. And then I seen that Keith Thurman said that told the young man he'll get his chance, something like that. I'm paraphrasing that. You know what I mean? And I like to do things a little bit later than everybody else, because I ain't trying to ride the hype train or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I like to give my opinion maybe a day or two after, because I like to watch the fights and really scrutinize it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything looks good the first time you look at it, but sometimes we could be so hyped up that we don't quite see it really objectively, especially if we pulling for somebody. Sometimes. Now, me, myself, I don't quite do that, but I know that there's things that I might have missed. You know what I'm saying? Due to me looking at my cell phone or something and then hearing and looking up, but it's already missed. So, I give it maybe a day or two and look at the fight constantly. And I wouldn't say constantly, but I would say in a couple days I probably looked at the fight 3 or 4 times, like really good, and rewinded it just to make sure I see what I was seeing right. You know what I'm saying? And I predicted that Errol Spence was just too strong for him. I mean, it was just Peterson. He couldn't handle that, man. It was too much, man. I mean, the beating that he was taking, man. I'm glad his corner came in and stopped it. I gotta give Lamont some props, even though he got my brother's name. Anyway, I gotta give him some props. He went in there, he gave his all, he fought, man, but Errol was just too much for him, man. And, now I got to see Errol step it up just a little bit more. Lamont, and now don't get it twisted. I know it's hard for him to do that, because the only people he can step it up with are people who are not trying to fight him. So that's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? And, I mean, it is what it is. The best he can do is just go in there and challenge them and just take who he can until them guys finally do whatever it is they're going to do, and then he can go fight them. But I think, if he keep putting pressure on him, he'll get what he wants. Like, for instance, Errol, what you need to do is, while you're taking your fights, and I heard your press conference, Errol Spence, Errol Spence. Yeah, him. That dude right there. Not me, him. Errol Spence. Keep on fighting, but whenever Keith Thurman and them have a fight, show up at them damn fights, man. Yo, show up at them fights. Be there. You ain't got to say nothing to him. You ain't got the mouth off. Just show up. Just be there. Just show your face. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when he doing his little, whenever he decide to do his little press conferences, you make sure you be there. You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got the mouth off. Ain't no mouthing off going on. You ain't got to do it. But just be there. Just show your presence. Don't say a word. Let him see your face. Let him see your face constantly. That's the best way to handle that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, look, I ain't said nothing, but I'm watching you, dude. I want you. So I'm watching you. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I may slip something. I may slip a little slide something in here and there, but nothing major to where it's like, oh, he really said something. Nah, don't do that. Just slip a little something in there. Little slide word, Errol. Yeah, you, Errol Spence. You. That's what you got to do to him. You know what I'm saying? Got to. Just like Deontay Wilder did old Ortiz. He's at his fights. You know what I'm saying? The same thing he did to I didn't even see that lady over there, yo. Anyway, the same thing he did with Joshua was at his fights. You know what I'm saying? That's showing that you want to fight that person. You know what I'm saying? That shit has been going on forever. You know what I'm saying? So Errol Spence, do your thing, whoop ass. But yo, show up at Keith Thurman's fights. Now, my opinion on Keith Thurman, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna tell you what I think is happening. I don't think it's anything bad. But you gotta understand something. I know certain people gonna know what I'm talking about. They gonna know what I'm talking about. I think Keith Thurman went on a spiritual, a spiritual ride. Because if you heard him prior to getting the championship, you know what I'm saying, championship and getting his belt, or his belts, whatever he got, he was talking a certain way. Then after that, like towards the middle, I believe when he was trying to fight, when he was getting ready to fight Sean Porter, but he got hurt, and he was talking about he had all this time and he was up wherever. My man was talking a lot of spiritual stuff. And let me tell you something. When you first find yourself, and this is, look, I'm just telling y'all from experience. When you first get into spirituality, your whole mindset changes. Everything looks violent. You know what I'm saying? Even the sport that you do. But then as time goes on, you start to get back into yourself, but your mindset is different, but yet you start to get back to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I see him slowly coming back to himself, and soon he gonna get there. At least that's what I think. But right now he's on that spiritual high, and he done found, I guess he done found himself, and he's so overwhelmed with the spirituality that he done lost focus on what, you know, his cash cow, which is his fish. You know what I'm saying? He's more into the mind now. But nah, dude, you can do both of them. What he has to do is take that spirituality and focus those kind of thoughts. Take that energy that he's putting into there and put it into boxing. You ain't got to lose your spirituality. But yo, take that energy, put it into boxing. I guarantee you, once you do that, because once you know who you are spiritual-wise, you should know that there's no limits to what you can do, Mr. Keith Thurman. So stop postponing that fight, man. I understand. Get into yourself, do your thing. But, yo, you got fans out here. You got people who want to see you fight the best because you've been holding that belt for a while, man. We understand that you got your mandatory, yada, yada, yada. But, yo, look here. You got the tools to do what you need to do. And I think that'd be a real good fight between you and Spence. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman, you. The dude with all the hair, you know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman. Now, don't turn around and go monk on us and go bald-headed. You know, I mean, hell, I haven't seen you in so long, and hey, look, I'll be honest, I haven't really even been seeing your interviews. But maybe you did cut your hair and go monk like the monk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who knows? But anyway, this is Rasan 71, aka the old man boxer fan. Just giving my thoughts on, Errol Spence fight and what Keith Thurman is going through. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just guessing. But and I'm pretty sure it's a good guess. But anyway, I'll catch y'all later. Old man boxer fan signing out. Peace.